How do you deal with a brother or sister-in-law who is older than you but wants to be a dependent, yet they are unwilling to work for themselves?
Yeah, that's issues of the extended family, isn't it? You know, in-laws issues are quite big when it comes to marriage, and it's an issue that needs to be managed very well. Relatives and in-laws can be a blessing. They can be a huge blessing, but they can also be a huge curse, you know, depending on how you handle them. So they can help you or they can make your life very difficult. So I advise that, just like governments, when a government comes into power, they develop foreign policy, on
I like
how
where this is going.
So you develop foreign policy on how you relate with other countries. Are you with me? So when you marry or you get married, you are a government. So develop foreign policy. How do we relate with relatives? How do we support relatives? So it's a huge topic, but a few things I can, propose is that I think you need to understand. Sometimes you find that my relatives could be more vulnerable than my wife's relatives, or the other way around. So prioritize the most vulnerable side, because you are one, your relatives also are one. But when it comes to taking care or keeping relatives, unless you have a very desperate situation, I strongly advise, especially as you begin marriage, I strongly advise that you don't keep people who are older than you.
Come on now.
Yeah. So don't keep people who are older than you. Remember, we talked about foreign policy. So you can support them from somewhere. Okay, so they can be maybe with somebody older than you are, and then you give the necessary support. The challenge is that if you keep your elder brothers or elder sisters, as far as they are concerned, you are young in their eyes. So it will be very difficult to effect rules of the house. Every house must have rules, and everyone must abide by them. So you find that your young wife will find it very difficult to correct your elder brothers, because in our culture, some older brothers or sisters are as good as a father-in-law or a mother-in-law. So she will struggle to take control of the home, and that will affect your relationship. But having said that, there are some very desperate situations where maybe somebody has nowhere to go. You can compromise, but I think the bigger family must come together. When somebody is marrying, the bigger family must take that responsibility away from them, so that allow them first to grow, to get established. Then now, after that, they can begin to take up those responsibilities. So if you have to keep somebody, keep people who are younger than you.